Welcome to Beyond the DJ Booth podcast. I'm one of the co-hosts, Brian B., and this is...
Yes, sir. Joe Bun.
Good to see you, man.
We're back. Batch day.
Yeah,
It's a batch day.
Love batch days.
On a Monday.
On a Monday.
Start the week out hot.
Yeah, that is not something I'd recommend. Mondays are tough. Mondays are tough.
Mondays are tough. Coming off the
good.
weekend of playing. We played Friday and Saturday.
I got that on my list to ask you about here in a minute.
Okay.
So, what do you got?
Were you off this weekend?
I was off this weekend.
Good for you, man.
I'm off for like the next 3.
Yeah, you told me. Florida's different.
It is, and just in general, it's just like I'm usually off in July, end of June.
No, it's
through July.
June though.
Yeah, end of June through July. Usually too hot.
What's crazy, man, is I always, of course the wedding season is seasonal, but I think I never really realized how seasonal and regional it is.
Mm.
So, for example, like all of our Arizona DJs, right?
They've been off.
They've been off.
Yeah.
And so they crushed it like January to April.
Mm-hmm.
And then once May hit, and it's 100 and something degrees there, they're done.
Yeah.
Probably May, June, July, and then they probably don't come back till September.
Right.
AD, my sister in Montana, is more like end of May to maybe end of September. That's it. Maybe 4 months total.
Right.
North Carolina's kind of up and down,
Yeah.
I feel like. Florida is kind of done now.
Yeah.
Going into
But we only
let's
really
call it
have
June.
like 2 months. July, August, done. And then it used to be September through end of October.
Yeah.
Now we're stretching into like beginning of December for weddings.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Crazy.
same here. And I do believe that since COVID's over and, we've had 4 or 5 years now that people are starting to regain that budget for a holiday party. We've booked a ton of holiday parties.
Really?
A ton, yeah. And the key is, man, and I even had Randy do this the other day because I knew he didn't have a lot going on that day. I said, hey, man, go back the last 2 or 3 years, look at everybody that we've done holiday parties for, and just, if they haven't booked already, just ping them. He booked 2 within an hour.
Wow.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I have been meaning to do that, and whether you're filling up or not, just say you're filling up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like, hey, we're just, heads up. We're kind of filling up. Are y'all thinking about doing it? And 2, he texted me later that day. He was like, good idea. We just picked up 2 more.
Amazing.
Yeah. Easy.
Are you going to do a
Quick
big old
tip.
campaign, summer campaign of
Like Christmas.
for corporate holidays?
Christmas
Yeah.
in June type thing.
Yeah. You probably don't need to, right?
No.
Kind of like the last resort.
Yeah. And again, and some people will wait until November.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get a flurry in November of just,
Yeah.
oh man, I forgot to do this, or my boss just approved this, or we had a good quarter, or we had a good year.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it was back in the day.
Yeah, of course.
Like
we used to have weekdays.
it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, I mean, you could end your year killer.
Yeah.
In December.
Yeah.
Off corporates.
Yeah.
It ain't like that anymore.
No.
Nah. Anyway,
tell me about this is the weekend. This was the weekend for you. You've been blown up on social from this client.
I have.
And her family, I think.
They're great. Yeah.
So
the
I got
Burns
to
family.
Give me the download on the weekend.
Download, man.
Was it as epic as you were thinking it was going to be? Because going in, you're like, this is going to be a rager. That's what you told me Saturday.
At 100%, everything that I thought would be great about it was great about it, with the exception of, which is completely out of her control and mine, the weather.
That's what I was worried about.
Holy shit.
It looked like it was
Gross.
pouring. Yeah.
It was pouring from the second we pulled into the parking lot until dinner, and which meant
because that load in isn't covered,
dude. The load in
right
was at a country club we've never been to. The tent,
I thought it was the beach club that you're always at.
No, it was
different
not.
Beach club.
I've been going to that beach for 53 years and have never set foot in this country club.
Look gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And she wanted to get married outside, and we waited till the last second. And I kept telling them, I said, listen, I have a battery-powered rig. I can carry it out there in one hand. The mics and everything are battery. So you don't have to tell me until 15 minutes before the guests arrive what you want me to do.
Right.
Back in the day, it took me 30 minutes to set up all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the florist, I could tell he was kind of pressuring her and sweating her, because he had this big,
of course, those
floral cross.
They can't do that in 15 minutes.
No,
that's
and
half
finally, about 1 hour before the guests, he just basically made her make a decision. And so she had to get married inside. The reception, dinner, dancing, everything was under a tent,
Right.
which was not a permanent tent. It had been brought in. Hydrangeas everywhere, Carolina blue and white. I mean, it's gorgeous. But, man, that rain poured off that tent and just created a mud bog in the grassy part. And they had a wrapped white dance floor. And it was gross. I mean, gross.
So do you have what about your speakers? I want to hear
So what I did, and as soon as we walked out there and we looked around, I looked at the planner and I looked at the lady at the venue and I said, ma'am, I'm not going to set up all this gear in the grass or in this mud. Like I'm going to set it up on the dance floor. So we were on I was standing in the grass, in the mud.
Yeah.
Our side was on the low side. So by the time the water got down there, it was kind of dissipated.
Okay.
So we were on our back was to the ocean or to the sound.
Right.
And the gear was fine, man. Other than the cables were kind of laying in the grass. And in fact, I was telling Saquon, like, next we play again on Friday, a big wedding here for somebody in the industry, a friend of mine in the industry. And I just have a huge bucket of those like pre-wet rags in the car. And just all the cables are going to need to be cleaned. So the speakers, the booth and everything did not really get dirty.
Good.
Sneakers destroyed. I mean, like the bottom of my pants have mud all over them, like splat, splat, splat. All the girls' shoes there were ruined. So yes, the party was epic. She was gorgeous. Her twin sister, who I did her wedding, gorgeous. The third sister, gorgeous. Both of their parents, gorgeous. The groom, doctor, handsome as hell. His dad, handsome as hell. His mom, gorgeous. Like it's like I can't ask for better looking. They're friends, gorgeous. You know what I mean? Like every video clip I was looking at this morning for 2 hours, I've been looking through the Meta Glasses footage.
Yeah.
I had 360 footage and all the stuff he shot on the Osmo, and it's just like gold.
Yeah.
And then the only other problem was she came up at the end of the night and hugged me and said the nicest things probably somebody's ever said about me. And the fucking card on the 360 was full. She was like, "You just gave us the wedding of our dreams. We knew you would do." And I looked up at the camera, and and Saquon was like, "Why didn't you hit record on the glasses?" And I was like, "It just felt weird."
But would she have known? I've never worn them, so I don't.
It's got a white light on the front. It's just,
I still think they
wouldn't have cared. It just felt
disingenuous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Great word, man. It felt disingenuous. And I was like, man, that is probably the best testimonial I've ever gotten, like live, real action. And I went, fuck.
Yeah.
Card was full, cooked. I mean, I was like, nah, we're not going to get that again.
I honestly don't. I mean, would it look good on a reel? Yes, but I think the dance footage is going to be have more longevity.
Great. Yeah. Even the stuff on the point of views glasses, they came behind the booth, pretended they were DJing, photographers popping off pictures. And
so with your gear and all that on the dance floor, were you nervous of like people just bumping into stuff? And did it happen or?
I taped the laptop to I'm looking at the booth there, tape it to the stand, literally. One guy had his beer up there. I don't know if we got that on camera, but I just took it right back off.
Yeah.
A couple people kind of like pump faked, and then they kind of realized like, this is dumb. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
There were a few sitting on the subs, a few drinks sitting on the subs and stuff. But no, man, I mean, that's been my push.
Yeah.
Get me out of the corner. I don't want to be over here. I don't want tables between me. Put me on the dance floor.
Right.
This was literally, the gear was on the dance floor.
Wow. Speakers too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's
right
awesome.
on it.
What'd you use? 70s?
No, I had the 90s. Yeah.
90s.
90s, the booth.
Wow.
The tubes.
That had to have been
It
massively
was
loud.
banging.
Jeez.
It was banging.
Well, and especially
But it's
if
outdoors.
But they're on the dance floor.
Oh, yeah.
Literally
they're
next
on the
to the
dance floor.
speaker.
Yes.
Wow.
It sounded.
Do you
those
feel
things
like
were
you
killer.
any idea if you got any referrals from this that you could tell? Like new venue you hadn't been to.
Yes.
Like new planner, I'm assuming.
Oh, no, planners from here.
Okay.
Photographer from here. So we knew all the players, even the florists.
Got it.
Kelly Odom here. The lady had been there 14 years. And
At the venue. Okay.
And I could tell was passing the torch to this new girl. I kind of got the lowdown.
Yeah.
Maybe. But again, man, it's 3 hours. The load in was
Yeah.
not great. I mean, it's It's beautiful. I love going to the beach, but it's
Yeah.
like I don't know that I was really pressing them to put me on the list.
Yeah.
We're back there in 2 more weeks.
Wow.
At a different place 10 miles down the road called Merrill Estates.
And you've been to that one? I'm assuming.
Have not been there either.
Oh wow! So this place is blowing up then, huh?
I mean, dude, or either somebody is not doing. I don't want to say that. Maybe somebody's not doing a very good job down there.
Yeah.
Or, no, to be fair, I'll take that back. I know some DJs down there, and they're good. Both of these people obviously are from Raleigh.
Yeah.
There's no way Sophie Burns was not going to have me at her wedding
Right.
based off her sisters 3 years
Right.
ago.
Yeah.
Her twin sisters.
Yeah.
And then the other girl knows me from Volare, the spin studio, and she's from Raleigh as well.
Sure.
So anyway, that's how I got those.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
Brian B. here. Yes, interrupting yet another stellar podcast episode. But don't worry, this is a value add, not just me rambling. Have you enjoyed the music finds I share on here? You know, the ones that Joe pretends he discovered first? Well, if you didn't know, I've got a Patreon where you can grab not only song lists, but also exclusive edits of mine. Yep, custom tracks that'll set you apart from every DJ still rinsing the same tired wedding set. Want fresh music suggestions every month? Go to patreon.com/DJ Brian B Official. Again, that's patreon.com/DJ Brian B Official. You'll be the DJ everyone's trying to figure out how you keep your sets so fire, and planners will start nudging their couples your way. And if that's not a hard enough sell, I don't know what is. All right, back to the episode before Joe tries to convince us that Sweet Caroline is actually a banger.
Well, I got a little gear segment.
Oh wait, hold on. I had a little like kind of not icebreaker, but I had something that was like poignant or relevant to today.
Okay.
Are you? Because you're like me, man. Like a lot of what you make for social is completely. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll call it selfless, right?
Yeah.
You're not necessarily getting anything out of it. You know it's not going to go viral.
Right.
You're not even really pitching at the end, oh, buy this or join my call or my coaching. Are you at the point in your career where you will let people talk shit to you or about you or your brand or any brand you represent? Or are you, and I'm talking specifically about online keyboard warriors, or are you going to clap back or say something, because you're very good at being a smart ass? Are you going to say anything back? Are you just going to block and delete? What is your go-to move in this day and age? So, somebody, this comment, whatever you just said, bullshit, you're a clown.
Right.
I don't like your hair, whatever.
I have one. This happened to me earlier this year.
Something happened to me this morning, and it's got me kind of nasty.
Oh, okay. So this guy, I don't know. He was on. I don't know how I became. It must have been just like he became a Facebook friend. I don't really know how.
Okay.
Every video was just literally like putting something negative about it, and I'm like,
a DJ?
Yeah, I let it go for a while. But come to find out, I'm not the only person that this person's done this to.
Okay.
I just didn't know this person.
Yeah. Okay.
So first thing I try to do is always try to be helpful. Like, oh, hey, maybe I did word this weird, or maybe I didn't give enough context. So I'm always asking, like, here, let me clarify what I meant if there was something there. And then this person just kept being nasty. And so
even on the
reply.
Oh.
And I'm usually like, I'll hold off. I will not be nasty back.
Oh, see,
initially.
I
try.
Yeah, right.
But then eventually it got to the point, I'm like, this dude's doing this to every video I have. Like that comes out next. So I'm just like, I gotta block this dude.
So, but did you ever clap back and then block him?
No. I just.
Dude, I've been having a hard time lately, man.
But you're better at it than most. I feel like
I definitely am better than most
because you have so many ads. You
a
had
lot
at
of
one
ads.
point.
The ads is what people are at me on, and they don't like that the booth is $3,000. So that's their main go-to comment.
Too expensive,
and that's fine.
Yeah,
I have no problem with somebody saying, "Hey, it's looks good. $3,000 is a little expensive, or even $3,000 is crazy. LOL, whatever." But when somebody, this dude this morning, it was a picture, it was a static ad. Me and Saquon standing at the booth, And it was like, I can tell by the way you have your hands on the mixer, you're a fucking clown. So I went at him. I went in his profile and I look at it, and guess what the profile picture is? A white BMW 3 Series. And I go, any douchebag with this profile picture is a white BMW 3 Series can fuck right off. And this is a public comment.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, now I've gotten to the point where like I've started to be that guy. And I'm really questioning, do I need to be responding to my own ads?
Bro.
I don't, do I?
I would not.
Then it kind of makes you look crazy. Yeah,
I know.
It makes you look like they got to you. You know what I mean? You can't let these people get to
I just saw, didn't Eric Rhodes post like 2 things about that recently too?
I don't know.
He did.
What did he
where
say?
He's like, dude,
maybe
these
I should
people,
call him.
He should. Because he posted 2 things where people were like, this, like, why? I don't remember the exact comment, but it was something about him just being a tool bag.
Oh, wow.
And he copied and pasted it and said, you're going to get this stuff all the time.
Did he blur out the dude's name or didn't?
He did on
Surely
one of them
he
for
did.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I just think it comes with the territory.
I agree. And normally I can brush it under the rug. I think though, when it goes into something that, like, imagine how difficult it is, man, to build and manufacture a product with your name on it.
They don't have
and
any clue.
sell it to
People are just
thousands of
haters,
people.
bro.
Right.
People just hating, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's different, like hating on, oh, this dude's old, this dude's bald. I
It's
get that.
different forms of hate, bro. Like, it's
But
just,
when
it's
you
like,
get into the brand, like there's something I've built, you can fuck off.
he will never be able to do that, so he's gonna talk shit.
I got to get somebody else to respond to the comments on the ads. I think.
And then also,
I'm
I mean,
out of line.
It is kind of like shows you that, hey, there's a market for something that's cheaper.
Absolutely,
Nothing else, right?
which I'm working on.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's just.
Yeah.
And then today, there was 2 of them, and the other guy goes, I was getting ready to go buy your booth, but you talked negatively about another person's product, so I'm going to go buy the Pro X one. And I go, dude, it's called marketing. You know, it obviously got to your goat. You know what I mean? Like, go buy the Pro X one then. But I didn't sit there and name check Pro X or Max Booths. It had nothing to do with that. It showed a dirty banquet table and then a facade with a stain on the front.
Yeah.
No name brand was even mentioned. It just was like, you got to stop with this and move into this. That's what we're doing these days.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think maybe Saquon can start doing the ad comments or something. People are out of line. Anyway, moving on.
Well, I mean, I think the one that got me recently was there was something on YouTube where on one of our things.
I do remember that.
I think some people don't even read the headline. Oh, it's about the Chuck E. Cheese thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, man, like that was just a title. Like it had nothing to do with like knocking somebody who's DJing at Chuck E. Cheese. Like if you're doing that, like, hey, more power to you. I wasn't trying to like hate on the Chuck E. Cheesers.
Bro, I used to love Chuck E. Cheese. I took my kids all the time.
But it was just so funny that someone like, and they didn't even watch the episode. That's the thing.
They
just look at the headline and they're like, you know,
you
you're
can
hating.
tell.
And I'm like, yo, man, you can't even say anything
they
these
had
days.
not watched any episodes. Like, don't know us. Like, damn, dude, how did this guy come across the channel? Anyway.
You've heard me and Brian B talk about running a successful DJ business every week here on this podcast. But if you want more, you need the DJ's Vault. For just $25 a month, you get access to my proven sales and marketing strategies, all of my documents, live trainings, discounts, and a community of DJs who are growing their businesses every day. The DJ's Vault has been called the Netflix of DJ information. Want to try it free for a whole week? Go to www.thedjsvault.com/free week and get inside right now.
So gear find time.
Okay.
This little bad boy. All right.
There's no way that's a Bluetooth speaker.
It's not a Bluetooth speaker.
Okay.
It is a white noise machine.
Ooh, you know I need that.
USB-C.
Yes.
I mean, literally, it's not even the size of your hand.
No.
Right? It's like super, super low key.
Okay.
I feel like I don't sleep with do you sleep with a noise machine?
I do.
Oh, you do?
A fan.
A fan. Okay.
A fan. And then when
I don't anymore. I mean, because my kids was, their crib was in our room for a year or two.
You don't have tinnitus or tinnitus or whatever it's called?
I don't
Your
know.
ears don't ring?
I don't think so.
Jesus.
But
How?
this, so I would bring, when we would go on road trips, I'd bring Annie's big one. It's called the Hatch. And you would bring it with, and it takes up half the suit. I mean, not half the suitcase. I'm exaggerating, but a lot.
I mean, like, how big is it?
I mean, like
the baby one.
the size.
Oh, wow.
It's got the power.
Oh,
with
I know
it.
what you're talking about.
Like,
Okay.
it looks pretty much like this, but it lights
But
up.
big, right.
Yeah. This one, you just hold it down. Brown noise, white noise, blue noise, a bunch of different ones. You just tap it a couple different times, but it's loud. Yeah.
You can't hear it?
So if you just hit the...
Dude, I like that. What, the plus or minus?
No, the other one, just like tap it. So you can change. So whatever floats your boat. My wife's big about like how...
that... No.
Yeah. Who would sleep like that?
No.
With that?
Ooh.
A little out in nature?
Bro, I love this. Wait, here's my... Let me find it. It's got to be the right frequency for me.
Hold on. The fan.
Hold on. What the hell?
Someone sounds... Shh.
It's something like this. This is me.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it.
What do you think? What do you think the price?
Is this an Amazon?
It is Amazon. Oh,
this is a tough one for me. $22.99.
$19.99.
Damn, I was close.
You were close.
I love this.
Right? If it's in my... I actually put it in my toiletries bag.
Did it come with a little satchel or anything?
Nah, that didn't.
Okay,
That's
okay.
That
you do put it in your toiletries bag?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That way I'll never lose it.
Send me the link. I'll give you Amazon credit. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we got a little brightness.
There we go. Yeah.
And then like you can even be plugging this in while you're having it on. So you don't have to whatever.
I freaking love that.
But it works great. We took it with us on our trip and used it in her room and she loved it. So it worked great.
I love it.
Save some room. Well, you want to hit the question?
Yeah, another classic.
This one's from YouTube, right?
Yep, YouTube, Drummer Boy 9645. Curious if you had some insight on what you do to recruit talent for your company.
This is all you, buddy.
Yeah, I will. In fact, I just made a Vault video on this. Shout out to djsvault.com, by the way, Drummer Boy. You need to join that because that video will be coming out July 1st, I'm sure. But I'll give the podcast version for the people that like the free content. Indeed has been gold for me.
Still.
Indeed.com, 100% gold. I probably got 50 inquiries last time. Kind of sorted through them quickly.
Is summer your recruitment season?
Anytime is recruitment season.
Correct. But I mean, do you go heavy with the ads?
No. I just felt like some of the guys that had been here 15, 20 years are ready to go down to once a month. Or they've said verbally, hey, man, book me once a month or twice a month.
So this 50 you're referring to is last year or March. I don't know when you said you got 50. So you got 50 hits?
2 months ago.
2 months ago. Oh, okay. So this is fresh.
Yeah. And then I narrowed it down to about, let's say 12 and sent them the link to my 15-minute interview with me. I think 5 no-showed me. After they made the appointment, no-showed me. Some tried to realize they did it and tried to book again, and I was like, no, you're out already.
Yeah.
So then I was down to about 7 that I spoke to on Zoom. Just to see how they acted, see how they talked. Did they show up on time? How did they look? What was their experience? Just the standard questions. And then moved them to Randy, who set up shadowing with veteran DJs that work here.
Got it.
So now they're kind of in that phase. And then in July or August, again, slow for me as well, hot here, we'll do like a couple of formal training days.
Got it.
Probably on a couple of Sundays.
With the goal of getting them out on their own when?
That's a great question, dude. Let's see. Let's say we do that in July. I mean, they could be out on their own doing a pool party in September.
Got it.
They would probably do weddings not until next year.
Got it.
Yeah.
And they kind of know that all going.
They do.
Yeah.
100%. Even during the interview, I'm like, hey, man, here are the expectations. Like, here's what you can expect.
What is key verbiage you're using?
Key verbiage for me, and again, this is
market
you have
specific.
Two ways to go, right? You're either going to hire people and train them from nothing. Have you ever thought about being a DJ? Contact us, or experienced DJs only. Have your own gear. Have a vehicle. Want to work Saturdays. Like, played weddings before. Like, that's me. Yeah, that's probably the 5 top end bullet points for me.
And do you feel like this gets you more quality because it's Indeed, because it's like kind of like a resume type of?
I think it gets me more. I don't know about quality. I think it just kind of took over from Monster or Craigslist or whatever we used in the past. I just think it's where I sent Colin, my son, to find a job for the summer. He got 2 jobs at 2 different retail stores from Indeed.
Right.
It's just, I think that's where the younger people now are looking for jobs, especially part-time stuff. I'm not so sure I didn't find Saquon on Indeed.
Indeed is like top.
Yeah.
Either that or LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is
LinkedIn.
corporate.
I had Colin was on LinkedIn and he called me. He's like, Dad, nothing's happening. I said, bro, nobody knows you. You don't have a resume. You haven't done shit. Get off LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn is like
immediately when he moved to Indeed, he was like getting hit up.
Got it.
Or he was hitting up companies and getting responses.
Yeah.
Come in for an interview. Come in for a group interview. This, that, and the other.
So for this guy, you're only going to say
Indeed. I would post on your socials. Great pictures of maybe your staff or your team, even if it's 2 people, and say, hey, we're hiring. I would leave a little blurb at the bottom of your website on every page that says join our team or something like that. And those are probably my 3 main tactics. Anything to add?
The only thing I can think of is that I would ask my team.
That's
once
a good one
year
too.
Of like, hey, is there anybody in your universe of people that you hang out with that you think would be a good fit here?
I got 2 of those from one of my DJs a month ago. One was some guy that he knew from the band world because he has a band as well. Again, the guy no-showed me on the interview, and I just immediately took him off the list. And then the other guy was somehow it came up in an Uber ride. And Cody was like, I'm a DJ. And the guy was like, I'm a DJ too. And he was like, man, the guy was sharp. He was a Marine, like he had been in the service. He was like, I think this guy's worth talking to. And I interviewed him, man. And as soon as he came on the phone, I could tell he had been in the Marines. Like he was, yes, sir, no, sir. Like the way he spoke, professional. Like,
yeah.
And, he's probably just making extra money doing Uber right now. But I'm like, Randy, get this guy on the list, man.
Yeah.
Because I could tell he could be great.
Cool.
And he was a DJ already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the guy's obviously hustling. He's DJing. He's driving Uber. He's ex-service. You know what I mean? Like, that's a
hustler.
Other than my only other suggestion is Apple Store. Have you ever hired anybody from the Apple Store? Those are God's people, bro. Think about it. If you can work in the
Apple Store?
The Apple
You're talking
Store,
about like
the fucking
go to the mall
Mac store, bro. Anybody that works at that store, if they have to put up with the shit that they have to put up with on a day, go in there right now. It's Monday at noon. I bet there are 200 people in that store.
Do you think, though, the personality types, that's what I worry about?
But listen, it's like anything. You're going to still have to interview them. But if they go, the people that go to the Apple Store don't go to shop. They go because it's the worst day of their life. Their laptop is crashed out.
Get it.
Their phone doesn't work. If those people can deal with them and get them back going and not crash out by the end of the day, there's a place in heaven for them, man.
What about the DMV then? I mean,
those people are shitty though.
Like, they bite
Apple's
back.
it's the same
That's
thing.
true,
Worst day, but you got to stand in line. But like the inefficiency, the attitude, Apple doesn't have that attitude.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Good point. Well, hopefully help you.
Yeah, hope that helps, Drummer Boy 9645. That's a long username there. Anything else on this episode?
We got to shout out our sponsor.
Hell yeah, we do. DJ Event Planner, as always, is our CRM of choice.
Yeah.
Brian uses it. I use it. Jason Chan, I use it. Tons of DJs around the country, probably around the world, use it to run their business, keep track of leads, even has a portal where your clients can log in, plan their event, pick songs. It's all right there in DJ Event Planner.
That's right.
DJEventPlanner.com.
That's it.
Boom.
We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Hell yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave us a review, and we appreciate y'all. See you
Later.